Hello scrapbookers, this is Megan and I am back today with a Spiegelmom scraps layout. So for this layout I'm going to be working with some of the new sequins. I have these 5 photos and you will have seen the layout that I am going to scrap lift right before the video started. And what I really liked about this scrap lift layout was all the banners, and I knew that I had these 5 photos and I wanted to fit all of them on a single layout. So I thought that I could incorporate them with this scrap lift pretty easily. So what these are photos of are my front yard. We put our house up for sale in August, towards the last week or 2 of August, and right before that I spent a good amount of time cleaning up weeds and planting new flowers and making the front yard look pretty. So that's what those 3 photos are. That's what my yard ended up looking like after the flowers were all planted. Then this one is a photo of Max in the backyard chewing on a tree branch because I cut down a tree branch because it was overhanging into the yard and he had quite a lot of fun chewing that thing up. So here I'm just going to use this Chamel paper. I think that one's called Cappuccino, and that is from her True Stories line, I believe. So I'm just going to glue it down to the right side of the layout, just like in the scrap lift. And then I'm going to cut down this chevron paper, and this one I think is from Open Book by Meggy Holmes. And what I'm thinking here is maybe I should mat the photo on that chevron, but I didn't really like it. I wanted a darker color and probably a more solid color to help the photo stand out a little bit more, and so this blue paper worked out really, really well. And I'm so sorry, but I cannot remember for the life of me what that one is called. But it's a really pretty blue, kind of like a medium to dark blue color. So I'm just matting each one of the photos with just a little tiny border of this blue paper. And then, let's see, I don't have my layout in front of me. I am packing up my craft room this week, and so I'm very sad. I've packed up a lot of my layouts that I've made recently just to kind of get ready. Okay, so with these 2 photos, I don't think I'm going to mat them behind them any. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the chevron paper down, and I'm going to make them into banners, and I'm going to have them sticking out from the left of the photos. And at first I was thinking I was going to do a little banner, but I didn't really like how little showed, so I'm going to put the photo right up against the right side and then pull out these banners more towards the left. So here I'm just marking up the paper and cutting them down. And then I'm also going to, let's see if I do that right away. I'm rearranging the photos, trying to make them look the best. And then here I'm trying to figure out how I want to place these 2 photos on the left-hand side. And this is where I decide, okay, this side needs a banner as well. And in the scrap lift, there is a banner on that side. I'm going to kind of change mine up just a little bit. After I get it all together, I'm going to change it. So to make it a little bit more me, I guess you could say. So here I'm just cutting down the banners and everything and getting that all situated. So we are, like I said, I'm packing up my scrap room right now, and then we are closing on our new house on September 23rd. I was going to say September 3rd. September 23rd, which is, by the time you guys see this video, it will be less than 2 weeks away. So I'm kind of frantically trying to pack my whole house. Okay, so now here you will see that I am pulling out my, let's see, no, yes. I put it away and then pulled it back out. So this is Sapphire ink by Close to My Heart, and I'm just edging all of these, the banners and all of the papers with this. And I really like how it just makes each one of the pattern papers pop off of the page, because before they were all just kind of blending together, and you couldn't really tell where each, well, I mean, you could tell where they stopped, but it's just, this kind of helps them stand out a little bit more. Okay, so now I'm going to place the photos back down, and I'm going to glue them down sometime. I made this layout a couple weeks ago, so I don't quite remember my process. Now this is where I'm going to kind of fiddle with my photos and the placement of them on that left side. I decide, okay, I don't really want them all the way up at the top, and so I'm going to cut off half of this banner, and I'm going to do another banner on the other side. And so this is going to take me a little while because I kind of have to just cut and recut because it wasn't working the way that I had wanted it to. So here I finally decide, okay, I'm just going to pull up that blue paper and put it higher so then I can make the yellow paper a little bit deeper, the cut in that. Okay, so now I'm going to place that piece up at the top, put the two pictures right up against each other, and then put the other banner piece down at the bottom. Okay, I'm really happy with how this is looking. I did think maybe I should back those photos with some of that green diagonal stripe paper from the Chamel collection, True Stories, but I decided against it. I just liked the way it looked without a mat behind those two photos. So here I'm gluing the photos down to the banners, and then, let's see, what am I going to do now? I'm going to start gluing down all of the banners. Okay, so now you can see I have all of those banners and photos glued down, and I am going to pull out my cork confetti butterflies, and I'm going to put those all along that middle row, right next, or right in between the photos, and then I'm also going to put them by the title. So I'm going to have the first part of the title be at the top, and then the second part be at the bottom of that banner that's on the left hand side. So here I'm pulling out these alpha thickers. And again, I apologize, I'm not really sure what the name of them are, and I already have packed them, so I can't even look at it, so I apologize about that. But I believe they are from American Crafts. So my title is going to be Yard Helpers, and that top photo is actually a picture of our friend who had an electric bush cutter, what are those called, bush trimmer thingies, whatever they're called. And I apologize that you can't see the very top of the layout there. I didn't realize it was up so far. But he had one of those electric ones, and so I asked them if we could borrow it, and he came over and dropped it off, and he was like, do you just want me to do it for you? And I was like, yes, please, because I was kind of afraid of using it myself. And so I'm just gonna have the title be Yard Helpers, because Max was helping me get rid of the branch, right? So I'm just going to work on the title area. And now I'm going to pull out some of these sequins. And this is the sequin pack called Mocha Mint Dream. And it is one of the new sequin mixes that was just released this month, and I absolutely love these colors. The browns and the pinks and the greens, it's like a mint green, just works so good together. And I decided to use the browns and the mint, And I'm just going to do like a little line down the banner area. And then I'm going to put the butterflies above and below each section of those sequins. So now I'm going to start putting down the title, and then I will spend the tedious time putting down the sequins and the butterflies. I love sequins to death, but they are just one of the most tedious things to put down on a layout. Am I the only one that thinks that? Especially when you have a lot of them in a line like this. So here you can see I'm putting down that butterfly, and then I'm going to put this letter S on top of the butterfly a little, the butterfly a little bit, which is why I put the butterfly down first. I am having that part of the title overlap the photo just because I wanted the word to be above the banner. I didn't want it to be hanging underneath the banner. Okay, so now I'm going to move on to the middle cluster area where I'm going to have all those sequins and butterflies. And I'm not going to make you watch all of this because, like I said, it's very tedious. Okay, so now I am all done putting down my butterflies and my sequins. And I'm pretty much done with this layout. Let's see, what else do I do? I am going to add a couple more sequins next to each part of the title. And I'm just going to do a cluster of 3s on those. Here I'm just looking it over, trying to figure out if there's anything else I want to do. I'm not going to do any journaling on this. I'm thinking maybe I'll do a hidden pocket page behind the layout, or maybe do my journaling behind the layout or something like that. Or I might decide to do like a 6x12 page or something like that next to it and do journaling on there and just kind of explain what's going on in these photos, because I just kind of felt like journaling on this layout would kind of throw off the design, and I didn't want to do that. I'm really happy with this layout. It was a lot of fun to make, and I think that is pretty much it. I'm just putting on those last sequins, and then I'm going to clean up. So thanks so much for watching, and come on over to the Spiegelmom Scraps blog where I will have pictures and a little bit more of an explanation, and also catch the other ladies on the design team. Thanks for watching. Bye.